Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So in this video I'll be making this pencil skirt really easy and straightforward tutorial, so please keep watching till the end. So this is the Ankara fabric I'll be making use of in this project. I'm going to be inserting the full length of the gown now, and I'll be minusing 2 inches at the upper side, which will serve as the band, and then I'll take it all the way to the down part. So the full length of the skirt is 27 inches, but I'm marking 28.5 inches here because there is going to be sewing allowance at the upper side and then folding allowance at the downside as well. So I'm making use of the 28.5 inches instead of 27 inches exactly. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to be marking to the hip point. Now I'll also go ahead and still minus the 2 inches at the upper side, and then I'll take it to the hip point. I'll go ahead and mark the hip point right there. So basically the measurement that I need is the waist, the hip point, and then the full length, and then of course the round body measurement of hip and the waist. So I'll go ahead and divide her waist by 4. Her waist is 37. I'll divide by 4 and then I'll mark, and then I'm adding extra sewing allowance of 2 inches. So for the hip measurement, I'm also going to divide it by 4. I'll go ahead and insert it. Her hip is 48. I'll mark and then add sewing allowance as well. I added 2. You can add 1.5 depending on your own preference. So for the waist, I'm not adding any darts in front. I'll be adding at the back. So for the hem of the dress, I'm going to be marking my hip measurements, including the sewing allowance as well, and then I'll be minusing 1.5 inches from there to get the pencil at the downside. You can minus 2 inches depending on how pencil you want it, but I minused 1.5 from mine. So I'll just go ahead and connect on the point from the waistline to the hip, and then all the way to the hem of the dress at the downside. So guys, after doing that, I'm just going ahead to cut down everything from the down part, and then the sides I'll cut it following the measurement that I actually mark. I've also gone ahead to fold another fabric into 2 again. So I'm using this front piece as a template to cut the back. I'm marking 1.5 for zip allowance at the back side, and then I'll go ahead and trim the downside, which will be make it to be equal. So like I said, I did not add any darts in front, but I'm adding darts at the back. So I'm going to be inserting the 1 inch for that at the waistline, and then I'll go ahead and connect it to the waist and then to the full length of the skirt. So guys, but for the dart in front, you can actually insert the one for the front as well. This is depending on your own preference. So I'll just go ahead and cut and then divide the back into 2, and then make a notch to know where the zip and the slit is going to stop. So I'll go ahead and cut everything on the lining as well. So I've actually gone ahead to do that. I cut the lining, 1 piece for the front and then 2 pieces for the back piece. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be sewing it. I'll place the right sides facing each other, and then I'll go ahead and sew it all the way round, and then turn it at the upper side at the waistline. So guys, I'll also go ahead and do the same thing on the 2 back pieces as well. So guys, I'm actually done doing that. I'm done sewing and turning. I also went there to iron it as well. So what I did is, when I went to my sewing machine, I actually minus 1/2 inch at the downside for the lining. So I actually sew and then push it up a bit so that it will like come out. The lining will come out. You see how it is at the back as well. So I did the same thing to the other piece, just sew it, and I close up the upper side. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to be marking to where the zip is going to stop, and then I'll also sew and then stop to where the slit is going to stop. So I'm actually done doing that, and this is how it looks like. This is the zipper and then the slit at the downside. So the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to be inserting the darts at the back. So I'm going to be marking a nipple to nipple measurement is 4. I'll go ahead and mark the 4, and then I'll be going down by 6 inches from there. That's where that is going to stop. I'll do the same thing to the other side as well. I'll mark to 4 inches and then mark 6 inches downwards, and then I'll take it to my sewing machine and then sew So it's like that about half of an inch because it's 1 inch I kept for the dart. So guys, I'm actually done doing that, and this is how it looks like. I wanted to iron it as well. So I'm going to be placing the right side of the skirt facing each other, just the same way you see like this. I'll actually be pinning this zip allowance. I'll just pin it down so that it will stay in place before inserting my measurement to sew on my sewing machine. So I'll go ahead and arrange the skirt, the right sides facing each other, and then I'll go ahead and divide her waist measurement by 4 because I'm placing it in the middle. I'm divided by 2 and then place it starting from the other side. I divided by 4, marked from the middle, marked to the hip point, and then divided the hip point by 4 as well. So I went ahead to connect it, and then I'm doing the same thing to the full length as well. You know, I minused 1.5 inch, so I'm going to be placing it the same way, and then I'll go ahead and mark it, the down part as well, minus 1.5 inch from the hip measurement, and then I'll go ahead and connect to the down parts. And when I'm done, I'm also going to be repeating the same process with the other side of the skirts as well. So guys, I'm actually done doing that. I'm done sewing the 2 sides, and then the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to be fixing the band on the skirts. So I've already gone ahead to cut a band that is long enough to go around her waist, and also, so her waist is 37 inches, so I have 37 inches right there, and with extra inches for zip allowance. So if you actually want to get a band wideness of 2 inches, you need to cut 5 inches, so that by the time you fold half an inch from inside and then still leave half an inch for sewing, you actually get 2 inches. But I actually cut 4.6, I think 4.6, so I was unable to get the exact 2 inches, but it was about 1 point something, 1.6 there about. That was actually what I got, which was still okay for me. So I'll go ahead and open up the pins. I'll remove the pins on the dress, and then I'll be inserting the waistband. I'll be inserting the waistband on the dress. So the right side of this band is going to be facing the wrong side of the dress. So I'll place the side that doesn't have a gum stay on it. So one side is actually having gum stay, so that's the side that is going to the front. So I'm placing the side that doesn't have the right side of it on the wrong side of the skirt. So when I actually sew it round, I'll turn it over to the right side and then top stitch in front, just the same way you see like that. So you see what I'm talking about. I placed on the wrong side of it, I sew to the right side, so I'll just go ahead and top stitch just at the tip to cover the stitches, and then sew it around. So guys, this is actually what it looks like after sewing the band on the skirt. So the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to be fixing the zip on the skirt now. I have this zip that I'll be making use of, so I'm going to be placing it. I'll be fixing this as an invisible zip. Place it like that, sew it, and also turn it to the other side, and also sew it as well. So guys, I'm actually done doing that. I'm done sewing the zip on the skirt, and this is what it looks like. So the last thing I'm going to be doing on the dress is from the slit side. I'll actually be using hemming gum to hem it down, or using my hand needle to stitch it. So the time I was making the video, there was no light, so I decided to make use of my hand needle to actually hold it on. So I'll just use my hand needle to make stitches so that it will hold, it will not be flipping over, it will hold on the dress, just the same way you see me doing like this. So I'll continue doing it. So the thing is that I'm not holding to the main fabric, because if I hold it to the main fabric, it will show from the outside and it will not give a neat finishing. So it's the lining, and then I'll take it all the way to the 1.5 inch that I kept for the this thing, the zip allowance, and then the slit. So it's from the lining and all the way to the upper side, and then it actually works well, really well for me when I actually do it. So when I'm actually done doing from this side, I'll also go ahead and repeat the same process with the other side as well. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm actually done making the dress. So I was done, but from the hip side I still had to hold it, so because the hip was a bit pointy, as you can see in this video, so I still had to hold it. So thank you so much for watching. If you're still here, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video. Hope to see you in my next video. Bye.